Hey everyone, in this video we'll learn all about how to find the asymptote of any rational function. As you could see right here, we have this rational function, f of x equals 1 over x minus 2 plus 2. We have it graphed right here. So first, let's talk about the end behavior of this rational function. So the end behavior as x approaches either positive or negative infinity, then what does f of x approach? So f of x approaches, so if you go to the right all the way to positive infinity, or to the left all the way to negative infinity, you will see that the function gets closer and closer to this line, which I'll draw in green. This line right here is y equals 2. It is a horizontal line, y equals 2. So as x approaches either positive or negative infinity, f of x approaches 2. This is the end behavior. Now, the end behavior tells you a lot about the rational function's horizontal asymptote. So this line right here, y equals 2, is this function's horizontal asymptote. An asymptote is basically a line that the function approaches but never actually reaches. It's very important to notice that the function will get closer and closer to 2, but it will never actually reach 2. F of x will never actually be equal to 2, but it will get closer and closer and closer to 2. That's what's important to understand about an asymptote. So that's its horizontal asymptote, and let's go ahead and talk about its vertical asymptote. I'll draw a line right here. Right here, this line is x equals 2, and this is the function's vertical asymptote. This is the function's vertical asymptote, and what's important about this is as x approaches 2, f of x experiences some interesting behavior. So as x approaches 2, it depends on which side we go at it. If we're coming at it from the right side, right here, as x approaches 2 from the right side, f of x goes all the way up to positive infinity. So let me just do that. As x approaches 2 from the right side, f of x goes all the way up to positive infinity. And as x approaches 2 from the left side, f of x goes all the way down to negative infinity. So it depends on how we approach 2. So how we write this is as x approaches 2 from the right side, we'll put a little positive sign. As x approaches 2 from the right side, f of x approaches. From the right side, it approaches positive infinity. It goes up to positive infinity. And as x approaches 2 from the left side, we'll put a little negative sign. F of x will approach, so from the left side, f of x will go all the way to negative infinity. So that's what makes x equals 2 a vertical asymptote for this function. It never actually reaches x equals 2. It will never touch that orange line, but it will get closer and closer and closer to it. So that's what's important to understand about this function's asymptotes. So we found this function's asymptotes by taking a look at it on the graph and observing its behavior. But we can actually just take a look at the function itself, the equation for the function, to determine its asymptotes. So let's go ahead and just rewrite this function right here, f of x equals 1 over x minus 2 plus 2. So if you wanted to find its vertical asymptote and horizontal asymptotes, we can do that algebraically. So we can do that algebraically, and how we would do that, we know its vertical asymptote takes the form x equals, and the horizontal asymptote takes the form y equals. So vertical takes the form x equals, horizontal takes the form y equals. And let's discuss how we're going to find the vertical asymptote. All we have to do is take a look at the denominator, where x is, so x minus 2, And we're going to set x minus 2 equal to 0. And let's go ahead and solve for x. We're left with x equals 2. So x equals 2 is our vertical asymptote. We know that x cannot equal 2 because it would cause a 0 denominator. Therefore, that's where our asymptote is, our vertical asymptote. So that's how we find a vertical asymptote. You just set the denominator of the function equal to 0 and solve for x. But what about the horizontal asymptote? How are we going to find that algebraically? So that's a little bit different. What you want to do for a horizontal asymptote is you want to take a look at the function, and you want to examine the term 1 over x minus 2, just the term that has the x value in it. So 1 over x minus 2, you just want to take a look at this term alone, and you want to see what is this approach. As x gets bigger and bigger and bigger, as x goes to infinity, what will this term become? And let's try some values, maybe at x equals 5, for example. 1 over 5 minus 2, that's 1/3. How about x equals 10? 1 over 10 minus 2, or 10 minus 2, which is 8, so 1 over 8. How about 1,000? 1 over 1,000 minus 2, which is 1 over 998. So 1/3 is about 0.3 repeating. An eighth, it's about 1.25 roughly, and 1 over 998, it's roughly 0.9 approximately, so, or 0.009. Let me just verify these numbers. So 1/8, yeah, 1/8 is 0.125, and then 1 over 998, 0.001. So 0.001 actually. So the point is, as x gets bigger, this value right here, the output, gets closer and closer to 0. So 1 over x minus 2 approaches 0 as x gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can either test some values just to be sure, or what you can do is take a look at the numerator and the denominator and just take a look at what has the highest degree. So in the denominator, x has a degree of 1 because this is x to the power of 1. So the denominator's degree is 1. And in the numerator, there is no degree, so the degree is 0. So if the denominator is bigger than the numerator, so if we have a numerator over denominator, if the denominator is bigger than the numerator, so let me actually write it like this. So for any numerator or denominator, numerator over denominator, so if the denominator is bigger than the numerator, then the fraction, the numerator over the denominator, will approach 0. If the numerator is bigger than the denominator, then the fraction will approach infinity, either plus minus infinity, whichever, it depends. So that's if the numerator is bigger. What if the denominator and the numerator have the same degree? Then the fraction will approach 1. So just for a few mini examples, 1 over x plus 1, x over x plus 1, and x squared over x cubed plus 1. 1 over x plus 1, as x gets bigger and bigger, will approach 0. And x over x plus 1, it will approach 1 because they both have the same degree in the numerator and denominator. X squared over x cubed plus 1, this will approach 0 because the denominator's degree is bigger. 3 is bigger than 2. And then, just as another example, x to the third over x plus 1, it will approach infinity because the degree in the numerator, 3, is bigger than the degree in the denominator, which is 1. So that's how that works. That's the behavior of fractions as it gets bigger and bigger. 1 over x minus 2 will approach 0. So if this approaches 0, we're just left with 2. That's all we have left. So that means our horizontal asymptote is at y equals 2. There we go. So that is our horizontal asymptote. Or those are our two asymptotes for f of x. And let's just go through one more example together. Let's say we have a different function, f of x equals x squared minus 4 over x squared plus 6x plus 8. So this is a rational function, and what we're going to do is actually just simplify this by factoring. So in the numerator, x squared minus 4, that's a difference of squares. So this comes out to x plus 2 times x minus 2. And in the denominator, we can factor this quadratic, x plus, x plus. So x plus 4 times x plus 2, because 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 plus 2 is 6. We know how to factor those. And then right here, f of x equals, and as you can see right here, x plus 2 in the numerator and denominator cancel out. But we have to be careful. Whenever we cancel out something like this in a rational expression when we're simplifying it, we can cancel it out in the numerator and denominator, but we have to be wary that x cannot equal negative 2. Because if x equals negative 2, that would make this 0. And that would turn the whole denominator into 0, which would cause a problem for us. So we can cancel those out, and we're left with x minus 2 over x plus 4, as long as x does not equal negative 2. And this is important why we write this. We'll explain it later, but so far we have this, f of x equals x minus 2 over x plus 4. Let's go ahead and find its vertical and horizontal asymptotes. So again, its vertical asymptote is written as x equals, and the horizontal is written as y equals. So x equals, y equals. So what's its vertical asymptote? That one is easy. All we have to do is set the denominator to 0. So x plus 4 equals 0. And then if you go ahead and solve for x equals negative 4. So it has a vertical asymptote at x equals negative 4. Good, but what about a horizontal asymptote? So you have to take a look at the term right here, and you have to examine what number this will approach as x gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So will it approach, as through our examples right here, will it approach 0, infinity, or 1? What will it approach? So we have to take a look at the degree. In the numerator, we have a degree of 1, and we have a degree of 1 in the denominator. So that means the numerator and the denominator have the same degree, which means that the fraction will approach 1. So this right here, this fraction, will approach 1. Therefore, our horizontal asymptote is at y equals 1. And that's how we find both of our asymptotes, x equals negative 4 and y equals 1. And one more thing too, this x cannot equal negative 2 right here. X equals negative 2, because we canceled it out from the numerator and denominator, this has a special name. This is a removable discontinuity. This is a removable discontinuity, x equals negative 2, which we got right here in this step when we canceled it out, when we canceled x plus 2 out in the numerator and denominator. And what's important about a removable discontinuity is that if you take a look at the graph of f of x, so if you actually graph this entire function, x squared minus 4 over x squared plus 6x plus 8, then x equals -2, there will be a hole there. There will be an open circle because you cannot graph that portion. F of -2 is undefined, so you cannot graph that specific piece. So there's a hole there, there's a removable discontinuity. And that's important to understand when you graph this function. So that's how you find the asymptotes of any rational function. I hope this video helps, and if you have any questions at all, please leave them down in the comments below, and thank you for watching.